Hi everyone, it's Keely here for Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for today's soap making video. Today I am making spiced pumpkin latte. It's the second time in which I am using Ida, the new soap cutter. So I do have a couple of issues with lining up, but I am now all sorted with that and lesson learned from this soap. Now if you are thinking about getting in the spiced pumpkin latte from off of Ilux, for those of you in Australia, just be aware that this fragrance oil does discolor. If you follow along with me over on the Instagram page, I will be posting pictures of this soap once it is ready in a couple of weeks time, and you'll see that all of the orange has gone, but we've got some really nice autumnal browns in this soap now, which isn't too bad because we are after all making a latte soap and lattes are brown. So let's go and see how I make my spiced pumpkin latte. Let's go. So I have decided I am going to soap. Today wasn't meant to be a soaping day. Today I was meant to make shower fizzes. However, things just kind of didn't go as I wanted them to. The guy was meant to turn up between 8 and 8:30 but got called off in a family emergency, and the guy that they found to come and do it for me didn't arrive until about 10:30. By the time he'd finished, we had some lunch and hubby had to go to work. So I put off making my shower fizzes because Lucy Lou does not like the compressor, and I didn't want to put her through the stress of not having somewhere to go and hide while I use the compressor to make the shower fizzes. So I decided that some of the soaps I was going to make tomorrow, I'm in fact going to make this afternoon, and then tomorrow I will make my shower fizzes. Well, tomorrow my time anyway. So today, or right now, I decided I am going to make one which is called spiced pumpkin latte, and it smells so good. First of all, what I'm going to do is mix the lye solution and the oils up, and we'll split it out for some colour, and then I'll give you a bit more information about the fragrance oil. Okay, so I have got all that mixed up, and I'm going to split it up for the colours as I mentioned. I am going to be using just a little bit of titanium dioxide for the very top of this soap. So I'm going to pour off about that much. I always pour off way too much, but we're using the new Nurture soap mold, so maybe that's enough this time. In here I have got some mocha mica, so I'm going to be quite generous with what I'm pouring off here. This one here is some nectarine mica, and it's a nice autumny deep orange colour, so we've got that one. And then in this jug here I have got some bronze sparks. Pour a good amount off there, catch all the drips off my bucket. Into the big bucket I am going to put in some tan jello mica. Now I don't want to go too overboard with the colour, so I'm going to start off with just a little bit. If I need to, I'm going to add in some titanium dioxide. In fact, seeing as I've got titanium dioxide on there, we'll pop it in there and that should lighten it up. Now I don't always go from lightest to darkest when I am colouring or mixing my soap batter. And the reason being is I'm thinking about how I want my colours to appear. So I did still want this sort of bronze colour to be that sort of bronzy, more orangey sort of look, which is why I went for this one first. And then I went for the brown, just keeping with the brown tones. But I wanted this orange to be quite dark, autumny sort of colour. So I thought just adding that little bit of brown from off the stick blender will bring that up nicely. And it sure did. Now the fragrance, here it is. It's quite a dark fragrance. It says it has less than 1% vanillin, but it is very, very dark. But that's not going to matter too much because I'm not putting it into the white. I'm just putting it into these lovely autumn colours here. This fragrance, I'm really, really pleasantly surprised by it. I got it in because we are into autumn, and I've, all through October, November, I watched all the American soapers using pumpkin fragrances. I thought, oh, I'd love to do that. But pumpkin is just not something we really associate with summer down here. So I decided as soon as we were getting into our autumn weather, I was going to get in some pumpkin fragrances. And that's why I went for this one. And I was really surprised because generally I don't really like the pumpkin smells because they have too much cinnamon in them for my liking. But this one is absolutely beautiful. It has notes of ginger and nutmeg with pumpkin, caramel, vanilla bean and buttermilk. And I was really surprised. I did a live unboxing over on the Patreon channel when I got this Ilux ordering, because it is an Ilux fragrance. And I said in it, I'm probably not going to like this one. And I was, you know, genuinely shocked at how beautiful it is. So I do highly recommend it. It's behaving fairly well. I think I need a smaller spatula for these smaller jugs. I always do this to myself. Let's use this one here. So it's not exactly thinning out the soap like a lot of the others do. Mind you, it has thinned that out a little bit because that was quite thick and heavy, but it's certainly not accelerating. It smells so good in here too. Really glad I got this one in. I'm going to do a very simple soap today. After I did the champagne on a beer budget soap, I kept saying I was going to do more soaps with a low drop on them. So I figured that is what I'm going to do today. What we've got here, we have got the Inert soap mold. I have for now got my lines penciled on here because I'm still debating how to actually mark these ones up. So I'll use this as another test. I've got a little bit of dried soap there. Let's get it out. I'm going to get all of this poured in here, and then I am going to drop those other colours apart from the white onto the top here, and then hopefully it will kind of get a little bit of a pumpkin latte sort of feel to it. So just gave that one a really good knockdown, and I'm just gonna run my stainless steel chopstick backwards and forwards just to get just a little bit of texture, and then I'm gonna put that white into a piping bag and pipe a little bit of cream on top of our pumpkin latte. So I've got some new piping bags. I've got these clear ones. They are still a biodegradable one, and I do still use the big blue ones you may have seen me use, but I got these ones in because they were just a little bit smaller and easier to handle. Well, that's the sort of hope anyway. What I've got in here is a Wilton 2D tip. It's just a open star tip, and all I'm going to do is put a nice big dollop of cream into the middle of each of these soaps, so I've got somewhere to put my little embed on here. Now I'm really impressed with this fragrance. It does smell really good. Now most of the Ilux fragrances I have used do really slow down trace. Now this one didn't necessarily slow trace down, but I think that is because it's actually quite a cool day here. It's only 24 degrees in this studio, and because I do have quite a few saturated fats in my recipe, it does thicken up a little bit more than what a more fluid soap batter would, but it certainly didn't cause me too much grief. I'm just going to really top up these creams because I do not want to save any of this piping. What I used to do in the past was save this leftover piping for soap dough, but as I mentioned in an earlier video some months ago, I have been working on my own soap dough recipe, and I'm pretty sure I have finally managed to crack it, and it behaves much nicer than what this recipe does. This recipe, it does make a good soap dough, but it can be quite temperamental as well. So I am going to, from this point forward, have a completely separate recipe. And these little pumpkins have been made with my soap dough recipe. I have got a couple of people testing the recipe for me, and as soon as I get their sort of results back, I will let you know how you'll be able to get your hands on a copy of the recipe. I do also need to make sure that it is not already one of the recipes in Bee's books. I don't think it is. I've only got one of her books and it's not in that particular book. But from what I understand, there are a few different recipes in the different books. So hopefully it is not one of hers, because I do plan to be able to give this recipe away. But if it is one of Bee's, then I really shouldn't be giving it away at all. But I'm really pleased with this particular recipe. I get really nice, smooth looking dough. It's got this sort of glossy sheen to it. It doesn't stick, and it's just really nice to use. But watch this space and I'll have more information on it very soon. But I just couldn't resist making these little pumpkins to go on the top of this soap. The little leaves, they are the leaf confetti that I made when I did the autumn leaves soap, and I just thought they were absolutely perfect to go on the top of these. So we are almost there. Hopefully I'm going to get these lined up so that they go through the cutter nicely as soon as I know exactly how this new cutter is working, who now has a name. Her name is Ida, and it means industrious or prosperous one. So that was courtesy of one of my patrons. She suggested the name Ida when I asked what name I should be using. But once I have got all of Ida's sort of measurements right according to this mold, I will be marking this one up with the wood burner, so I always get these nicely lined up. Look, my little leaf has come off this pumpkin. Let's pop that back on there and pop that one on there. And then just to finish this one off, I'm going to use a little bit of this flickering flame eco glitter, which Tiara has sent to me. Just going to try and get it on the top of the cream here, because that is just so pretty. The colors match in with what I've got in on the inside. Now, I did read one of the suggestions that I should try using a makeup brush to do the to sprinkle my glitter on. Next time I go shopping, I will see if I can find some makeup brushes to give it a go. It's not something I actually wear, and so I don't even have any in the house that may come in handy. And I need to go and find somewhere I can buy them from as well. So I will try that next time. But I actually only read the comment today. It was put down on the Taurus soap. So I have taken it on board. I just haven't had time to go out today to get one. But I am super happy with that. Let me bring you down. Here it is. Here is Spiced Pumpkin Latte. Look at those colours. They are absolutely gorgeous. Not colours I use a lot, but are colours I absolutely love. These are the sort of colours I like to wear, but don't often soap with them. And those little pumpkins and surrounded by that glitter, it is just so super cute. I'm going to leave this one sit for 24 to 48 hours, depending how long it takes to get out of this mold. And then we will be back very shortly and we will take a look on the inside. How gorgeous does that look? I am so happy with how this one has turned out. It smells really good. I would say that the color or the fragrance has discolored just a tiny bit. We've got more of a sort of a brown orange than the nice orange I initially put in here, but I'm not too worried because this is a latte fragrance, but that is something to be aware of if you are buying the Iluxe version of this fragrance, is to work with that discoloration. There is a link down in the description box, so if you are here in Australia and you want to use the Iluxe fragrances, go and use the link and you will get $5 off your first order. And I've just realized I've cut straight through one of those pumpkins. Oh no. Oh, that's a bit sad. Oh well, I'm completely misaligned on this one. Oh, in fact, some of those are really badly aligned. It's too late. I have to keep cutting. I will fix them up by putting the soap dough pieces back together. Oh no, it's going to take me a while to get used to this cutter and where things cut. But that is a shame. What I will end up doing is, so if I take this piece out of here, we'll have a bit of a look. Oh, that is the inside. That is absolutely gorgeous. Love those big drops. You can see where this is discoloring around the edge here. So that was the sort of orange color we put into it. And you can see that it is going this brown color all around the edge. And it is also going that sort of brown around the other colors. There is my little half pumpkin. Oh dear. That is a shame, but what I will be able to do, because I have used soap dough on here, I am going to be able to fix them up and put my little pumpkins back together on the top of them. So I will fix all of those up once we have got this one cut. I have got this end really well aligned, so really pleased with that. Love, love, love how they have turned up. Love the colors, love the drops in there. Very autumn. It smells absolutely amazing. We'll grab this one. This one's cut nicely as well, so we've got a nice whole little pumpkin on there, and we've got that. Oh, that's a beautiful drop on that side. Really love how that has come together, and it just smells so good. I'm definitely going to do more of these little drops. I'm just going to very carefully place these to one side so I know which ones I need to fix up, but I am absolutely loving this this particular soap. I really like using these molds as well. It's given me really nice crisp clean edges to my soap. It's come out of the Nurture soap mold so well. Really impressed with it. Oh, love that one too. So I hope you have enjoyed watching how I made the spiced pumpkin latte. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up and any comments down below. And until the next video comes out, I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you then. Bye.